Hey guys, this is Haley here, flying in bright and crashing into your backyard, and today I have a new video idea for you that I just got off the top of my head. It is called How to Plan a Chapter, because I'm pretty good at planning chapters, and I figured, my step-by-step process might be a little bit useful to you guys. So here I am on screen capture, which I haven't used in like forever because it kind of screwed up my video game Let's Play. But anyway, I have like 5 steps to creating a chapter, and first I'm going to start by coming up with the random elements of a story so we can make a new random story that I can create a chapter for, just to show you an example of how I write my chapters. So first up is genre. So our genre is going to be adventure. Our genre is going to be adventure. And our character type is going to be this character is a man in his late 20s who is very uninhibited. He comes from a wealthy background, lives in a caravan, and tends to complain a lot. So we're going to just remove where he lives because that's not relevant right now. And then we're going to generate another character. You can use as many characters as you want in a scene, but right now I'm only going to write a scene with 2 characters. So since this is very similar to the last one, I'm just gonna go again. I kind of want a female character, so I'm just gonna, there we go. I'm just going to use this. Our second character is a woman in her late 20s who can be quite spontaneous. She comes from a poor background, lives in a converted barn, and tends to talk too much. I'm going to remove that because it's not relevant. Next, we're going to come up with the character's jobs. I'm going to generate for the male first. A publication. So a person who publishes books. Would that work with an adventure genre? Never mind. Publication. And if you hear some random background noise, it's because my little brother is being a brat and won't listen to me when I say stop making noise. Butler. Butler isn't really a female job. Wouldn't that be a maid? I don't know. You can generate for as many as you want. So if I don't like it, fashion designer. Hold on a second. Please be quiet. No noise. I'm back. Next, we are going to find the names of our characters. That can be from anywhere and from this awesome website, I have to admit. I am going to use real names, and I absolutely don't really care. So I'm going to use the 20th century names generator. We are going to generate the guy's name first, and I'm going to look through this. I like Eric Reyes. So Eric Reyes. Next, we're going to come up with a female name. I like Megan Rush. Now remember, you can use whatever characters you're using in your story. I'm just creating this so that I can come up with a basis to show you the example of how I write. Next is the location that the chapter will take place in. A disused and dilapidated building with no glass in the windows and a partially collapsed roof, which is inaccessible and steep-sided valley. It's going to be, I'm not sure I really like that, but just because I don't want to lose it, I'm going to copy it and see if I like the next one better. A rocky outcrop? No. Ah, here we go. I like this one best. Next, we are going to generate the emotion, which will choose what the chapter is going to feel like for the characters. Generate one, which will be uncomfortable. And finally, we are going to randomly generate an object. You can generate, I don't know if I'll generate one or two. Paintbrush. And a gauge is too random. So maybe a gauge that gauges. What are tweezers? Oh, tweezers. I don't think that's spelt correctly. I'll go with tweezers. Tweezers. So now we have the basic idea of our chapter, our idea of a character. Eric Reyes is a man in his late 20s who is very uninhibited. He comes from a wealthy background and tends to complain a lot. Megan Rush is a woman in her late 20s who can be quite spontaneous and comes from a poor background and tends to talk too much. The idea is adventure, so perhaps let's see. Background plot. The idea is going to be that sorry, there's something in my keyboard. Megan is a struggling fashion designer but she finds this is harder than I thought. An adventure story. So this doesn't have to take place in modern times, so I am going to say it is a medieval background. So she's a struggling fashion designer who meets a wealthy publican and they have to save the world or whatever. No. A wealthy publican or a wealthy publisher who she thinks can help her get on top of the media world. But he's struggling with a family mystery. And he wants her help to solve it. So the idea is that she is there. She's helping him because she wants his help. And he is going through some kind of mystery idea that probably needs something. So our idea is, first up, the first thing is the purpose of the chapter. Let's say that last chapter Last chapter, Eric decided to take Megan with him to his parents' estate to investigate. Oh, geez, this isn't going to be an adventure thing, but I shouldn't have nailed it down to a genre before I did the characters. So I'm just going to change that to mystery or whatever. To investigate the murder of his father. They just came upon the mansion. It was raining outside. Megan. So the idea is to first figure out where your story, where your chapter is coming from, and then where it is going. So they're coming to the castle. Whew. I'm tired. They find it. Wait, no. So yes, that is what it will be. And then where it is going, next chapter, I think that I want this chapter to go. I think I want them to become trapped. They become trapped in a secret vault Eric never knew about. So that is where the chapter starts and where it is going. That is how you decide the purpose of the chapter. A chapter's point is to get from point A to point B. But the major purpose of our chapter is going to be, a chapter's purpose can be establishing a character's relationship with another. It can be an expedition. It can be showing an event that happens, obviously. It can be basically anything. So the idea is that this chapter, is going to be building suspense through scary atmosphere, putting the reader on edge, and also displaying how Eric and Megan are very resourceful and clever when it comes to solving mysteries, solving riddles. So that is the purpose of our chapter. We have finished part 1, which is deciding where the chapter came from, where it is going, and what its purpose is. Next is the chain of events, as in what happens in the story. My chain of events, I think, is going to be they enter the mansion, the estate. It's abandoned. They look around the front hall. Megan desires more information, and Eric tells her about this house this house, his parents, and what they're looking for. Next is the trigger incident. So the first thing that starts the chapter rolling. Trigger incident. I think the trigger incident should be, The trigger incident will be they find a red message on the wall and a paint brush with red on its bristles. They discover the red substance is blood, and soon find the body of a maid nearby. Now, Eric's personality. Uninhibited. She's spontaneous. So what would Eric... The best thing you can do in a chapter is you want to plan, when something happens, you want to plan how your characters will react to it. So Eric will react. He will likely become very freaked out. And Megan will examine the body, determine the cause of death, and begin and suggest a search further into the estate. Now, how this all plays out is Eric is worried this has happened to his parents. Megan examines the body with tweezers. She pulls out... What should she pull out of her body? I feel like she should pull out... She'll pull out a sliver of glass. And next, they begin searching deeper. But first, Megan calms Eric down. Now that is just the beginning of the chapter, because I don't want this video to be too long, and I think I'm going to just keep it there for the time being. I may do another video coming up with the rest of the chapter, but now it is time to move on to step 3, the skeletal structure, which includes dialogue and stuff. So the skeletal structure is basically an elaboration upon the chain of events, or the plot points. So they enter the estate. This is where you will describe the characters' actions, write their dialogue, and then later you will elaborate on that. So first, they enter the estate. They rush inside, soaking wet, Megan puts her jacket on a hanger nearby. But when she looks over at Eric, he hasn't moved an inch. Megan speaks. Eric, don't just stand there. Take off your coat. You're going to get a cold. Eric does not respond. Curious, Megan approaches him. Megan says uneasily, Eric. Eric finally speaks. It's empty. Megan. What? Eric. There's always servants bustling about, doing their work. There's always a light on in the front hall. But there's nothing. Megan, the voice of reason, tries to explain. Gosh, my brother is being very, very loud. Megan, the voice of reason, tries to explain. It's late. Maybe everyone is sleeping. Eric shakes his head. No. Everybody... I don't like that. He shakes his head. No. There's always someone at work, no matter the time of day. And I think I'm going to add in here, no. When I lived here, there was always someone at work, no matter the time of day. They look around the front hall. Without another word, Eric moves forward, examining the state of the front hall. He drips water all over the floor. Megan follows him. You lived here? I suppose he didn't tell her what was going on. Eric. Yes, this was my parents' house. This was my parents' house. It was his parents' house. Where should I go from here? See, every so often, you're going to have to stop, pause, and think your way through. This video is going to be like an hour long, But if you want an idea, here's just an example of steps. This was my parents' house. Sorry, I'm having a hard time yawning and I literally cannot breathe right now, so just... Oh geez. I'm gonna have to go for part 2. I'll see you guys later.